I call David Shearer, 5 minutes.
Pacific greetings to all that are here today. It's really lovely to see you. It was certainly good to see the representatives that made it into our select committee this morning. I know that our committee learned an enormous amount about some of the issues that you face, and I think that's what this forum is all about. It's about reaching out and understanding each other. I'm following on from, I should point out, a woman in the Labour Party caucus, and there are a number of women who are going to be following behind me speaking. I'm not quite sure why the National Party couldn't come up with other women. But I have to say, sir, I'm very pleased to see so many women in the group that have come across from the Pacific, and so many young people as well. So a special welcome and a warm welcome to you all that are here. As Sir William Seo said, New Zealand is part of the Pacific. The tangata whenua that came here came from the Pacific. We have huge Pacific population in Auckland, where I come from. But it was interesting, sir, that though I grew up in South Auckland, I guess I should have been aware of it, I wasn't really aware of how much the Pacific meant to me until I was working in Iraq a few years ago before I came into politics. And Iraq being quite a dangerous place at that time, we had protection, and now in a protection ring was Fijians who were our inner protection group. And in the evenings, they'd get the guitar out and they'd be playing hymns and various other songs in fantastic harmony. And I just recognised, I guess, how much that was part of me, and the way that I had grown up, played football, done all these other things with these people, but in a sense, it was kind of it felt so familiar and so much part of who I was as a Kiwi and as a New Zealander. Sir, we are friends, we are part of the Pacific, but we also recognise the fact that the Pacific is made up of sovereign nations, and we want to work with those sovereign nations as partners in the Pacific. It is to our great advantage to have prosperous nations that are economically viable, that are able to sustain themselves, whether it be through tourism, increasingly through fisheries. And I want to acknowledge Matua Shane Jones, who's here today, who's doing a lot of work in and around that area. And fisheries which can't be done individually, but has to be done as a group and as a whole. Many people have mentioned climate change, Mr. Speaker, and I want to mention that as well, sir. This government we have in New Zealand prides itself on being a fast follower on climate change. That was exactly the terminology that your leader, those members over there, were using before. A fast follower means you're at the back. You're at the back of the pack. And sir, if we want to have credibility in the Pacific and right across the world, we have to be at the front, not at the back. So sir, while we might agree on a lot of things on this Parliament with regard to the Pacific, on that issue, on climate change, sir, we are at odds. We are at odds. Sir, we want to see and we want to work with the Pacific in developing their education and giving young people, because there are so many young people, those opportunities. And we will always extend a helping hand wherever we can when there is need. And we have, and I was reminded the other day, because I'm the defence spokesperson, about our military's involvement in Fiji during the cyclone, in Vanuatu, in the tsunami of Samoa and Tonga. We proudly stood up and lent a hand. I have operated as peacekeepers in Timor-Leste, in Bougainville, in the Solomons. We will do our bit as much as we can, and as much as we can in partnership with our Pacific Island nations. We are friends, as I say, we are partners. We will always be there because, sir, we are part of the Pacific as well. Kia ora tātou.